felt on set.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the spot. This is where it needs to go down. It felt right. It felt like everything aligned. And even though like the movie was a short, 30-minute movie, it only took 2 days to film, a hectic 2 days, but 2 days nevertheless. But it felt like, oh, wow, this is something really special. This is what I need to be doing. And that's not a feeling I ever got doing broadcast. That's not a feeling I ever got doing sport marketing. I mean, that I never got that feeling doing anything career-wise, job-wise like that until I was on set doing this movie. And it's a feeling that never really wore off, during the entire filming, or even like for the next week while we were editing the movie and everything. Like it never went away. It was like, oh yeah, this is the right thing. Mm-hmm. So at that moment I knew, in the summer of 2018, this is the right path. And then, there's obviously more to it, and I'll get to it, I'm sure, shortly, but there were more things I could do with making a movie than just making a movie.
Yeah.
There's more aspects to it that are kind of special and near and dear to my heart. And I know you wanted to ask about them, so I'll kind of scooch by and let you ask your questions.
Yeah. Listen, we're reaching our limit on our show time, but listen, this is what I think is really important about your story, Daniel, is that you started off on a path in a direction that felt honest and authentic to you, and you're very passionate about doing, and you ran into some major hurdles along the way. And a big life event changed and evolved your mentality to go down a different road, something that was even more dear and close to your heart with a lot of depth to it, because of the family history and the special times you spent together watching movies together. And I love that you converted that and turned it into a short film. And the film won some awards, didn't it?
It did. It was able to win at Best Shorts and Indie Fest.
Yeah.
2 different film festivals, which, they're not the most well-known festivals. Like they're not Sundance or TIFF or anything like that. But the thing about it is that when you finance something for a couple $1,000 and, you put it out there, the fact that anyone is willing to say that it's worth, distinguishing from the thousands upon thousands of, movies that they watch, it's special. And also, it was more of a test balloon just to see if we could, and we could. So anything we won was a plus. It was gravy on top of our meal. The fact that we were able to just do it was the award, and then getting, recognized by 2 different organizations was just the topping, and it was, unexpected, but really special.
Yeah. What's the name of the film, and where can people find it if they want to watch it?
So the name of the film is The Price of Getting High. It's on our website, excelsiorfilms.org, as well as Vimeo, and we're also putting it on our YouTube channel over the next week or two. So by the time this airs, I would assume it would be on YouTube as well.
Yeah. Well, look, the work that we're doing together is raising some capital for your production company, and the efforts that you want to put forth, getting more minorities on the screen, involving more minorities in the industry, which I think is just a wonderful approach to the business. As you've mentioned before to me, that there's a lack of qualified minorities, not a lack of qualified, but there's a lack of those people being utilized because they're very qualified to be in these films. And I think that's part of your vision, right, is to put them more on screen, more involved in the industry.
Absolutely. We want to bring an inclusive and diverse environment to film. Like, we've made it a point that on our short, we did a 50% person of color and 50% female ratio in front of and behind the scenes. We also want to bring that to every movie, every production we put on. And, the fact of the matter is inclusivity is not just adding 1 or 2 token, people from a given group and saying it's inclusive. No, inclusivity includes everybody. That includes every race, that includes every, every gender identification, that includes any, religious views, any sexual orientation. It includes everybody. Excelsior Films is for everybody, and we want to have movies that are about everybody, that tell stories that are about, everybody. And quite frankly, we feel like if there were more opportunities like that prior to us coming around, maybe there would be a little less divisiveness in the world. Sometimes seeing stories with other people will allow you to understand, at least in some respects, where they're coming from, and maybe there would be a lot more unification, around the globe if that was the case. Unfortunately, to this point, it really has been one kind of story, one kind of people represented, and, kind of tokens here and there. And that's not what we're for. We want everybody represented because everybody has a story to tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sure do. Well, look, I appreciate your time to be on the show, share your story, because I think it's a great learning experience, not only for you, but for a lot of people out there that are just getting into college, trying to figure out their path, or maybe they're in a frustrating situation and realizing that sometimes you just got to make a hard right or a left turn and figure out something else that maybe is a better fit for you. And this certainly is an example of it. I know your film was a success. I am confident that your new project with Excelsior Films and your capital raise is going to be a success. And by the way, if you're listening to this show and you're interested in investing in the film industry, I know that Daniel's got a great deck. I've seen it myself. I've sent it off to some friends. There's an opportunity there. So you can reach out to me and I can get you the information. Daniel, you've got, how do people get a hold of you right now if they want to reach out?
The best way to reach out is at Daniel, DANIEL, Abella, ABELLA, at excelsiorfilms.org. Can I just add a piece of advice to the college goers who are listening to this?
Yeah, we'd love to hear it.
Real quick. Something that I didn't do nearly as much of that I wish I did, and I think anybody who goes to college and is taking advantage of what college gives should do, I think you need to step out of your comfort zone and try different things. It's easy to fall into the habit of doing one thing and that being your thing. Whether it's going to a party on a Friday night or going to the radio station, instead of class or what have you. Try to do some different stuff. Experience everything that's around you and take it really in, because that's when you start finding out what you really want to do, what you really are interested in. And it's not just outside of the classroom, but also taking that class, in a subject that you just don't think is a fit, just to see what it is and just to see if it is a fit. I highly encourage anyone who's out there who's in college to really consider doing that. Yeah,
that's a very good point, because there's so many wonderful opportunities out there, and it's just trying to figure out the right one for you, which matches your personality and talents. But they're there. Well, Daniel, look, best of luck to you in your film projects. I look forward to watching that grow and future projects that you'll be pushing out. And again, thanks for your time today.
Jim, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to today's show. It is my pleasure and honor to interview all of the guests that have been on the Answer is Yes podcast. If you have enjoyed the show, please go on iTunes and subscribe, give a rating, or simply tell a friend about the show. We also believe in the message of our guests and the positive influence of their stories. As my own mentor and coach, David Meltzer, has taught me, spend some time every day thinking and writing about the things in your own life that you have more than enough of. You will find out how blessed we really are. Please visit my website, livelifedriven.com, for the latest updates about me and what I'm doing. Plus, I post a monthly blog about the many topics on this show. This podcast can also be found there. As I learned early on in life, what you believe is what you will achieve. Thanks, Mark Victor Hansen, and thank you, and have a great week.